Hi everybody, I'm Amber from Into the Soul with Cassandra, and I am excited to do your readings today. Just looking for any questions that are coming up. Will I get that job I deserve, and will I stop obsessing about my ex and her boyfriend? That's from Russell. Russell, I'm just sort of tuning in. What I'm actually picking up on, Russell, is that your ex, the obsessing about your ex is going to be passing soon. I feel that she's kind of, the idea of her has kind of got caught up with your general anxiety about the future and what direction you're going to be taking. So once you start working in a career that's fulfilling for you, or you secure the job you want and you start feeling in control of your life again, my sense is that the feelings about your ex are going to very quickly go. What they're also showing me is that you have a real tendency to keep your feelings to yourself and to kind of shut down when things are difficult. And the advice that's being given is to try and, I understand for some people it's really hard to open up and talk to other people about their feelings, but perhaps you could journal or just find a way to get things out. And letting go of that energy will actually allow for new positive energy to come in. I'm just having a look for you with your career and whether you're going to get this job that you're asking about. I definitely feel a new job for you, Russell, within about 8 to 9 weeks. I'm not sure, to be honest, that it's the job that you've currently interviewed for. What they are saying to me is that you're going to be very happy with it. It's a positive environment people-wise, and there are opportunities for social connection that you haven't had in the workplace before. I do feel you'll have your answer within 2 months or less. And I feel that letting go of the past is associated with this step forward career-wise. So I hope that helps, and I hope it answers the question. And if you do want to message me on Cassandra with perhaps the initials of the company that you interviewed with, I could have another look for you and focusing on that. But I do see an upswing for you. Okay. Maybe we'll move on to the next question. Will I be financially free, and what should my field of work be? And that's for Walter. Financially free, that's kind of, I guess that's a little bit subjective, Walter. Does that mean that you'll never have to work again? I hope so. I hope so. So I'm just trying to tune into your energy. Okay, Walter, what they're actually talking to me about is that you have a sense of feeling a bit jaded or stale with what you're doing. And I know it probably sounds like a bit of a generic or answer, but it's really going to be important for you to find your passion in work. And I think that you may have to pay a bit more attention to what interests you and what grabs you and what will be personally fulfilling, rather than just what's going to make you money. I think that it's very tempting to choose a job based on, where you see the career path leading. I don't think that will work for you. You need to have like an emotional involvement and connection to your work that you aren't currently finding. So I'm just going to pull a card or two for you and have a look at what sort of fields they're suggesting. But they are definitely saying that, and I know this isn't the way that you asked the question, but you will find financial freedom in a job that you love because it's not going to feel like work. And I know that's such a corny answer, but it actually seems to me that you will find a means to sustain yourself materially, financially, through pursuing a more creative line of work that you're personally interested in and developing it. I keep seeing like the outdoors, and I wonder if you're into hiking or exploring or anything like that. And if you are, I think there is a business to be built through it. And yeah, I feel like the current area of work you're in or were just in is really not going to do it for you, and you're going to have this sense of staleness in it ongoing. What are they saying to me? The Seven of Pentacles is the card I've got about your career, and that's really about reaping what you sow, you know, the payoff for investing your time and energy into something you believe in and seeing it grow. So not an instant results job, but I do feel the path for you is your own business. I think it's one that deals with people, obviously, but face-to-face people, taking them perhaps on adventures, doing things in groups, and I do feel it's in the outdoors. If that doesn't make any sense to you, you know, I'm happy to chat with you further about it on Cassandra, which you can just pop me an email and we can have a look at that together. So I hope that helps. And, you know, the financial freedom part, it's a bit subjective. I think it's more along the lines of having a lifestyle that suits you and you enjoy and earns an income rather than just winning the jackpot, although that would be nice too. Perhaps we'll move on to another question. Oh, Lakeisha, love your name. We don't have a lot of good names like that in Australia. Will my husband and I finally buy a house or become financially more stable? I feel like we are living day to day and not really making any progress. That's a really hard place to be, Lakeisha. I feel like that too. It's really difficult. Just trying to tune into your energy. I often shuffle my cards and I don't always look at them, but there's something about doing it that I feel like helps the energy come to me. Okay, Lakeisha, one of the things that's coming up around me is this sense of, and I'm just giving you what I'm initially picking up on. It will lead somewhere. I do get a great sense of love coming in around you and your family and your husband. And I just want to say that that's really beautiful, and it's being acknowledged spiritually. Do you? I feel like there's young people and children, and you care for a lot of people, and it's just like this wonderful sense of energy coming in around you. And I feel like you give a lot of yourself to other people and that everyone loves you. That's so nice. So I feel actually that it almost goes against your nature to be trying to do things just for you and just for your household, because you tend to just to be so inclusive. And I don't really know if you're going to want to change your generous nature. What the guides are advising is to essentially stop and assess yourself and your situation, not in a judgmental way where you go, oh, I should have done this, or I wish I'd done that, or I love that I'm doing this, but more just from a blank slate perspective of what I've got going on and what I want to achieve, and to even perhaps get a financial advisor to sit down with you after you've done all the hard work and got everything sorted out, because there's definitely a path for improvement for you. I feel that putting in structure for yourself is difficult, and you would need to go and get told what to do a little bit. And whilst I think that would be a difficult adjustment for you for a couple of months in having to follow some structure and, you know, a bit of a regiment, I actually do feel it would be a key for you and give you a new level of control over your finances without even having to increase the income that's going into your household. And in terms of like career for you, or perhaps getting in some extra money, I keep seeing you with children. Is there something you can do with children, some childcare, some tutoring? I'd love to see you counselling children. I just feel like they love you. They might drive you mental a bit, but I think you love them too. So perhaps that's something you could look at. But above all, I would get someone in to help you and organise things, give you a budget to follow, which you'll probably hate doing, but come to appreciate. And then I'd consider some extra sources of income. Okay. And, you know, like everyone else, you're welcome to pop me a message on Casamba and we can chat further about it. But you've got beautiful energy, and I just think the people that have you in their life are blessed. Ooh. Raphaela. My name is Raphaela, November 2000. Can you tell me, will my fiance get back to me this week? Okay, Raphaela. Oh. Okay, Raphaela, first of all, thank you for your question. When I tune into your energy and this relationship, I get a lot of anxiety coming up. I feel it in my chest, and it's making me feel like it's hard to breathe. I'm just tuning into your fiance. I wonder how comfortable you feel in this relationship, and how much trust you have in the man that you're going to marry. November 19th, that makes you a Scorpio, so you're a water sign. I'm having a look at the energy around your fiance. He feels like a very complicated person to me. I feel like he may come through to other people generally like someone who's quite confident and outgoing, but I sense like a lot of emptiness internally. It feels to me like he's always looking for validation in the eyes of others. He's not as confident about himself as he makes out. I feel that in chasing this kind of self-approval from others, he can make some error of judgments. Can't remember that phrase properly. He can make some silly mistakes that let you down. Will he get back to you this week? Yes, he'll get back to you this week. I've got to say to you though, Raphaela, I don't actually feel that that's the crux of the problem, and I feel that there are deeper questions that you need to answer for yourself. And I know you didn't ask this, but I'd suggest to you that you understand that marrying this man means marrying who he is. Yes, you'll have a commitment from him, and you'll be, you know, legally committed and bound to one another, and you'll have the security of that official commitment. It doesn't actually mean that his behavior is going to change. The marriage may give you a level of confidence with how you feel about the relationship. But I still feel that this man, unless he gets some third-party help, is going to keep acting out the same behavioural patterns. And by third-party help, what I mean is someone who can intervene as a professional, because I feel that there are some issues here that he just can't address himself. I'm just having a look at what he genuinely feels for you, and what he wants from a marriage and relationship. So he shows up to me as wanting to prove to you that he's a good man and someone you can rely on and that has integrity. That's the idea he has in his head. That's what he wants to deliver. He's showing up to me, though, as someone who tends to wander off on their own path, be a bit aloof, not the greatest at communication, makes spontaneous decisions, isn't always inclusive in his thought process, and has a tendency to hide from his feelings. So there's a lot going on there. And, you know, I would definitely suggest you consider some counselling as a couple, and for him to have some counselling before you really commit to this, because it does look like a very difficult relationship for you to enter into, and one where the problems aren't going to be resolved just by taking this step and officially marrying. Yeah, no, it does concern me. So please do feel free to hit me up on Casamba and we can chat about it some more. Pamela. So our new question is from Pamela, who has a beautiful name, Pamela Silva, born in October of 83, and he's Luis, and he's born in 75. Will you see him again? Will he reach out? Thanks, Pamela, for your question. I'm just going to have a look at Luis's energy here. Pamela. I wonder, Pamela, did you meet Luis when he was on a holiday or traveling or something like this? I feel, and you know, I dislike having to give hard messages, but it seems to me that Luis has at least one other person in his life. I'm getting triangles around him, and I feel that he's involved with at least one other woman. I feel like he's very self-involved, and I'm sorry, because I feel that when he was with you, he was actually very sincere and charming and affectionate, and he really seemed like a wonderful man. You know, I'm sorry. He may contact you again, not in the near future. The more, I guess, problematic part of this message is that regardless of whether he follows through with this contact, I actually don't see a possibility, I'm so sorry, for a genuine relationship with this man. And it's not you. It's nothing that you have done or you haven't done. This man is really a bit of a philanderer. He puts himself first. He looks for a good time. He loves the idea of love and falling in love. And I think, you know, he might even fool himself sometimes that he's being genuine and he's genuinely seeking love, but he seems to trample over people's hearts and not really consider the damage that he's doing. And I feel like he's a very troublesome person and energy to have around you. So I'm really sorry, Pamela. Maybe we'll just have a little look at what's coming up in your love life, though, and just, you know, see what will happen if you can manage to free your heart from him. All right, so what's coming up for you is you're a very loyal-hearted person. So it is actually very hard for you to move on from someone once you've given them your heart. I dropped some of my cards here, so I'm just trying to pick them up. I'm not the world's most coordinated person. What the guides are showing me, though, Pamela, you're definitely not intended to be alone in this lifetime. I have 2 new relationship opportunities showing up for you in the next 9 months or so. I feel that one of them you may already know, and you either are ignoring or sort of pushing away and keeping at arm's length because you've got your mind on someone else, and it's very hard for anyone else to measure up to this guy. So you may, he shows up as a water sign man. So the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, like yourself. Yeah, so he's around you. I feel like you're not really going to be ready to take him into your life or give him a genuine opportunity. He's just not quite measuring up in your mind to Louise. But he's definitely there, and he's someone the guides are showing as having a genuine heart. And then around 4 months or 5 months on from now, we have an earth sign man. Taurus, Virgo, how can my brain leave me right now? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn are the signs that are earth signs. And he may be a little bit younger than you, but he's showing up with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of like dynamic energy and intensity, which I feel is very attractive to you in a man. You know, I feel like you have a high energy and you love to have a good time and get out, and you're socially oriented. And this man feels like he's got that energy and that passion for life and being out in music. I keep getting music, like you like to dance. And I feel a real connection and synchronicity between the 2 of you. And this man, he's dark haired, he's olive skinned, he's a bit of a snappy dresser, shirts tucked into jeans. Yeah, I feel this is a good, fun man who's serious about you and will want to have a good time with you. So I'm not saying he has to be the love of your life or anything like that, but I feel that he will show you that your heart can work again. And I think you need that, because it just feels like there's been a lot of hurt and letdown and the slow sinking disappointment with Louise. But, you know, there's a lot more for you in the world, and your guides are certainly bringing some new energy into your life. And as much as you don't want to hear this, I do think you'll be feeling a lot better and a lot more detached from Louise and have someone else in your life before the end of the year. And as I said, I know it's not what you want to hear, but you've got to say this to yourself. If someone else can take their attention away from Louise and make you happy, then they're no second prize. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if he can take your heart away from Louise and make you happy again, then he's actually better for you than Louise. Not that you have to, you can wait for him to prove that to you, but I just want you to know that there's hope further down the road with this. Okay? So I hope that helps. Cool. We have another question from Anish. I'm just like reading the question for a sec. Anish wants to know about his career and finances going forward. Will he get his dream job? Just having a look at your energy. Okay, Anish, what I am picking up around you right now is the feeling that things have not been going your way, or you've taken a hard knock with your aspirations, career and work-wise. And I feel like you've always been really ambitious, and you've always had a lot of energy and enthusiasm to put into what you're doing and to what you give to the people you work with or work for. And unfortunately, to this point, it hasn't really paid off for you. What the guides are directing me towards is pointing out to you that the hardships have made you stronger, and you have some very marketable skills that you've picked up. You've apparently learnt that you've learned, or you're starting to see, that you'll always land on your feet no matter what happens. And you're very adaptable, very resilient. The guides are saying you are going to be very successful, and that you should keep pursuing what you've been doing. I actually, when you said dream job, I keep hearing the word partnership and seeing you in partnership with at least 2 other men. So I feel like there's a company that you're going to maybe co-direct or co-manage or be partners in, and this is a company that you'll also work in. And yes, it is the area that you are drawn to. And they're showing me the 6 Wands of Victory over this, which is one of the most successful and positive cards of the tarot. They're also showing me creativity next to it, as in there's this card, it's the 7 of Cups, and there's all these cups floating in the air, and it's like you have to choose where you're going with it and choose which dream to follow. It's also, they're showing it to me right now, and I'm sort of seeing it as a mind map, and I suggest you sit down and you just put everything down on a piece of paper, and all, the old-fashioned way, write it down. And maybe look at mind maps, because I keep hearing this, and I've never done a mind map. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but have a look at it and see if it makes sense to you to try and work out your next career step, or your next 2 or 3 year strategy using a mind map. And if it does make sense to you, I'd be really interested to hear about it. So please message me on Cassandra. I actually do definitely feel like you're going to end up in your dream area. I feel like you're going to be running a company with 2 very like-minded people and have a lot of fun doing it. I do think it's going to be something that will, I don't want to say manifest, because that kind of implies it happens to you. It's something that you're building and you're putting your energy and effort into, and I think it'll be there for you in the way I'm talking about right now, is in you managing with these people within 8 years. I know that sounds like a long way off. I think you'll be doing it though, long before that. It's just a process of getting involved, starting things, and moving your way up through the company. And if that's vague, I'm sorry. It's all coming to me in a lot of pictures, and it's not as easy. I'm not finding it as easy to convey as some of the other questions I've had. The overall answer is yes. I'd love to discuss it with you. As I said, I'm really intrigued by it all. If you'd hit me up on December, definitely the message is keep doing what you're doing. Don't feel disappointed or discouraged. The bumps you've had have made you stronger and they're proving something to you. And apparently you'll need this resilience and this toughness that you've got from initial knockbacks or rejections in order to run a big successful company. So please stick with it and please let me know how you're doing, okay? Thank you. Fareed has a question, and his question is, hi, can you tell me why Rhonda is upset with me? We used to be lovers and now she doesn't want to talk to me. I'm so sorry, Fareed. That's really hard. You feel very genuine, Fareed. Now I feel the heaviness around your heart, and I feel like you're having a very hard time with clearing that. Sorry, I've got a runny nose, guys. It's cold. I'm in Australia and it's cold, and my nose always runs when it's cold. Yeah, so Fareed, I'm going to write your name down and I'm going to do an energy clearing for you after this session completes. It helped to remove some of that energy you've got around you that's so heavy around your heart, and hopefully that will help you a bit. I know that's not what you're wanting to hear from me, and I will have a look at Rhonda and what's going on there, but I will also do some white light healing for you later today. Rhonda, tell me about Rhonda. Right. Rhonda, Fareed, Rhonda feels to me like a person who sort of, I'm trying to think of the right words to explain this. I feel like she sort of switches on and off, and she can develop very strong feelings for a person, but that person can do anything small, and that can just be the end for her, and she'll move on quite quickly. Feels like there's an emotional immaturity with her, and intolerance for understanding other people. I'm sorry, I know this isn't the nicest message. And I feel that instead of trying to work with someone, she'll just look for the next thing. The guides are showing her to me with a lot of symbols that I normally associate with more masculine energy than feminine. She seems like she's more of a thinker than a feeler. She shows up as being quite emotionally unavailable. I feel like she avoids conversations about her heart, about her feelings. She prefers to talk about things that are happening in the world and more circumstantial things than deep emotional things or complex relationships. She just likes to take a top level view and not dig deep. I also feel with Rhonda that she causes quite a bit of conflict wherever she goes, and in her relationships it's easy to upset her. I basically don't think you did anything to upset Rhonda. I think might sound a bit callous of me, Fareed, but I feel like everyone probably upsets Rhonda. Did she ever get to the end of the day without having a problem in her day? I feel like she has a bit of a victim mentality. She feels pretty hard done by, and she's very emotionally fragile, and that's why she tries to steer clear of her emotions And it's also why she is so easily upset. I don't think you'll be lovers again. No, I'm really sorry about that. You know, and I don't like saying this, but I actually feel like Rhonda sort of relies on men being attracted to her in order to feel good about herself. So there's a bit of a sense of her using people there. So Farida, I'm sorry about this. I think that she's a very difficult person to have become involved with. Sure, you really loved her passion and energy, but it's only good with Rhonda when she's happy. The guides are showing me that there's an opportunity coming for you for a genuine love-based relationship in the future. And when I say the future, I don't mean the very distant future. I sort of feel that within the next year, most likely a lot sooner, there is a water sign female, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, offering you a genuine love-based relationship. They feel younger than you, might be more, 5 to 8 years younger than you. Very passionate, very gentle woman, and there's either a baby or a very young child around her, or a very strong possibility that she'll fall pregnant to you very early on. So yeah, look, unfortunately, Rhonda's in the past. I think you'll get to a point in your life, though, in the next couple of years where you're very grateful that she's in the past, because I genuinely think this woman is very problematic in the lives of pretty much everyone she's involved with, not just her romantic relationships, all of them. That I just think she brings a lot of drama and a lot of neediness to them. And you definitely have someone very lovely coming in, and the opportunity for what I see as being a beautiful family to be created. So I think that's really exciting for you. And as I was saying before, whilst it's not what you want to hear and it feels like a bit of a blow, for you to actually feel for someone else and love someone else, it means they're no second prize. It's not like you would choose Rhonda over this woman if she was there. This woman captures your heart and takes it away from Rhonda, and you're not going to think about Rhonda anymore. And that means that, she's winner. You've found gold. And there definitely feels to me like it's an opportunity for a family. So not just a lover and a partner, but a little baby and someone new to love. So I hope that helps you. And of course, you're welcome to chat with me about it on Cassandra. Okay, we have a question from Taiwan. That's exciting. We haven't heard from Taiwan yet today. It's from Leslie. And Leslie is asking about Clint. Will he become financially stable? And will they be able to build a future together? And when and where will they live? Right. Thank you, Leslie. Maybe we'll start with, let's have a look at Clint and what's happening with Clint's business first. Okay. I'd love to know how long you've been talking to Clint, Leslie. Okay, Leslie, this is difficult. And I know that you're not there to answer this right now. Clint, are you aware of a third person with Clint? There are a lot of symbols of another woman being in Clint's life, and my concern here is that you're not aware of it. If you are aware of it and you're waiting for him to end this relationship so that he can be with you, that's a different matter. There's definitely someone else around him. I think there's a very strong likelihood, Leslie, that Clint is married. I'm just asking the cards if Clint is financially stable, because the guides are showing me money around him and security, and I'm very concerned that Clint is gaslighting you. So I'm just having a look. It's always difficult when these types of questions and concerns come up. It's really upsetting. I dropped my cards again. Oh, Leslie, no, the cards that have dropped. This is the Tower, and this is the Moon. And the Tower, that's really a card that talks about the fabric of your life being pulled apart and having to rebuild. And I think that it's a direction to you that you have to reevaluate Clint completely. I'm really sorry. I do not feel that Clint is who he says he is. I'm not doubting that Clint has feelings for you, that Clint is genuinely interested in you and thinks you're beautiful and wants to be with you. I actually think that's true. What I don't feel is true is who he's told you he is and the reasons he's given to you for not being available to be with you. So the Tower, I feel, is redirecting you to completely tear down the current idea and perception you have of Clint and to reevaluate and perhaps investigate, Leslie, who he genuinely is. And the other card that fell out is the Moon. And the Moon, there's a saying about dogs looking like wolves under the moon, or, you know, what it implies though is whilst the moon's out, we can only see in shadows, and we can be deceived by what lies in the shadows, what we can't see. And it's also a card about being, I'm going to say, misled by love, but being caught up in the feelings of in loveness and romantic connection, and that we can be a bit blinded by it. And so we've got these two cards together, and I'm so sorry, Leslie. They're just really, this is a message that all is not as it seems. And my heart goes out to you. I actually feel I feel my chest constricting, and I'm sorry, but this man isn't who he tells you he is. And I feel you must let him go, Leslie. So I'm terribly sorry. And I don't think he will ever. I don't think he's going to leave this marriage. I don't think he's going to leave the States. So no, I don't think you will settle and be together. And no, I don't think that the business or instability in a new business is what's keeping him away from you, Leslie. I'm just really sad about that. I feel sorry for his family as well. I'm just going to have a look at what else is around you, Leslie, because, oh, so the guides are actually saying that being able to see through Clint and move and sort of, I was going to say move on from him, but I know it's not that easy, but just to be able to recognize what's going on with him will liberate your heart. And the problem with that, obviously, is that it's going to make you feel intensely lonely. What they're saying to me, though, is that this period of loneliness or aloneness is only very shortly lived. There's another man showing up very quickly around you. He's an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And he's coming in really quickly this year. And there's a very strong chemistry and attraction, an opportunity to live overseas, and financial security showing around this. So look, as heartbreaking as this reading is, there's something really awesome about to happen for you, Leslie. If you can just, I'm not saying heal from Clint, but if you can look into him, find out all about him, and accept whatever it is without trying to romanticize it or talk it through with him and repurpose it. If you can just accept that this man isn't who he is, someone new is going to come in. It seems to open a doorway for a new relationship to enter, and you're going to be surprised at how happy you'll find yourself. So please, I don't know what the best way is for you to approach this. Maybe you can look into him more deeply online. Maybe you can hire someone to investigate him. Whatever you need to do to feel that you've uncovered the other side of him is advisable, and will let you move on and will clear a pathway for this new relationship to enter. So, wow, that was really intense, Leslie. My heart goes out to you, and if you want to chat about it, please hit me up and let me know what's going on and how I can support you. Thank you, Leslie, and I will be there for you. I get that that's very hard stuff. Okay, maybe I think we have time for a couple more questions. If okay, Benz. Hello, my date of birth is July 1983. My boyfriend is 93. I want to know if he has someone else or did have during the relationship. This is quite hard to answer, Arbenz, because I don't have either of your names, so it's a bit hard to focus on. My gut feeling is that your boyfriend did not cheat on you. I do feel he likes female attention, though, and he may have crossed emotional boundaries. That feels quite likely to me. He feels like, he just is one of those people that likes to be social, likes to chat, probably flirts a little bit. I don't think he sets out to do it, but he does do it. But I think he'd actually even behave that way if you were sitting next to him. He just I don't know, he just, connects with people, gets into it, flirts a bit. But I don't feel that he crossed lines physically at all. So I don't think he's done anything that he wouldn't do in front of you. Not sure if that makes you feel any better about it. I do feel that most women would find his behaviour a bit problematic and want to rope him in a bit and feel like, oh, well, if he's behaving this way with girls in front of me, what's he doing when I'm not there? But I actually don't think he's doing anything when you're not there. That's just his slightly too friendly, perhaps, way of interacting. But he does come through to me as one of those big-hearted guys that's just a bit lovable, and he will probably pull that in a bit with time. Financially, just trying to tune in a bit for you financially. What's coming up for you? Four of Wands. Four of Wands, guys. That's really a card about the happy home life, security, stability. I also see it as a card about house purchases or property purchases. And it's come up with the 10 Cups, which is a card of happiness, fulfillment, everything going your way. And then we've got the Hermit next to it as well, part of doing it alone. So I definitely think that your financial situation is going to improve. I feel you're going to own your own home. I'm not sure if this is good, bad, or indifferent news, but I do think you'll be doing this work of building your material or financial wealth on your own, which, awesome achievement. That's fantastic. And you will be independently quite wealthy, secure, safe, protect that. So yes, I definitely see improvement there for you, which is awesome. And also, just that's not to say that you won't have a partner in life or anything like that, because you most definitely will. It's just that on this journey of wealth building and financial security, you're going to do it for yourself. So that's just awesome. So very proud and happy for you. And maybe we can have another question. What is it? Natasha's come through with a question. What is obstructing my success? And this is going to be our last question, unfortunately, because we're running. How fast has time gone today? So fast. So what I'm just doing, I'm just going to have a look at your career, Natasha, tune into it, and what's obstructing your success. Okay, Natasha, I know that we're always encouraged to ask, what can we change about ourselves? What am I contributing to a problem? How can I change things? How can I empower myself? And, I think that it's very mature that you've put your question forward in that way. I'm concerned about your work environment, though. I feel that you give a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm to what you do, and I feel you're very competent and you have a meticulous nature, and you check details and you do the right thing. You pay attention to criticism, constructive and otherwise, from your employer. And I just don't feel that you are getting the credit that you deserve or the recognition. And I also wonder if there's if this might be one of those work environments where there are, like a boys' club mentality, or the salespeople come first and they get the special treatment. I just feel like you're being excluded from opportunity, and I think that it is a bit of a polarized work environment. And Natasha, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think that you're in a workplace that doesn't appreciate you. And whilst I know the job market is difficult right now, and it has been since COVID, and with the markets being in trouble, there's been a lot of layoffs. So it may not be the right time to change jobs, but what I would say to you is start looking at what's available. You are 110% more employable when you are employed. It's time to start looking for another job. And you can do this not at your leisure, but you have the luxury of being able to wait for something that's really going to suit you and a company that you feel good about joining. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So Natasha, I think you're amazing. I think that your workplace is just not being good to you at all, and you will be sorely missed there. And I would like you to start looking for another job because you deserve it. And I don't. Well, let's just have a look at how long that will take you to find another role. I keep. Oh, yeah. You're going to have a new job. Oh, yeah. Obviously you are. It's going to be better pay. The cards I've got up here are the Ace of Pentacles. That is a card about security, wealth, money coming in, and also genuineness. Like, the Pentacles are about things that you can pick up and touch. They're tangible, they're real. So that's a great sign. And the other card that I picked up here was the King of Pentacles. So I got two Pentacles cards coming out when I was asking about the timing for you to have a new role. And in my mind, that means you'll have a job no more than a year from now, and it's going to be in Earth time. So we were talking about the Earth times before. That's Taurus, which is April, Virgo, which is late August, September, and it's Capricorn, which is December, Jan. My feeling is the timing for this is December, January. It's not something obviously that's going to fall into your lap, though. It is the requirement that you put in some effort for this. It's free will. If you do put in the effort, there is definitely a new job there for you. It is better, it pays better, you will be appreciated in the workforce, and you will no longer ask these questions about, what do I need to do or what's blocking me, because it's not you, it's your environment right now. So Natasha, you're welcome to message me on Cassandra. We can talk about it a bit more. But, definitely your situation, I feel, requires a change of environment, not a change of who you are, because you're wonderful. Okay, so guys, I'm sorry if we haven't gotten to your question today. I'm on Cassandra 5 or 6 days a week, and I do check my emails. And I would love to help out anyone that didn't get through today. And perhaps we'll do another session like this soon, because it's been really fun. So I hope to connect with you all. And thank you so much for being here today.